That's fucking slap chop shit. That guy from back in the day selling ShamWow and slap chop. What's up, fishy friends? Welcome to Tim's School of Fish, and class is in session. I got a new microphone. That's gonna take some getting used to. I tried it on my lapel, but my beard covers it up, so I'm gonna try it on the hat because I do wear a hat quite often. So the audio might be a little too loud, a little too low for this video. So you just have to bear with it if it's not exactly right. I will tweak it and tune it in on future videos. I find it both ironic and troubling that while we live in the age of information and anything that you could want to know is just a single click away, it also feels like we are living in the most dishonest and deceitful time ever. So about a month ago, I did a video called "You Are Being Influenced." And the main overall point of that video was that regardless of what you're watching and consuming from televisions, magazines, YouTube, all sorts of media, you are being influenced by everything around you. And even though you're being influenced, you should make your own decisions. You should make your own determinations and then be strong enough to stand by your opinions regardless of what other people say. And then I had a conversation with somebody that I consider a friend from the knife community. I spoke to him for about an hour the other day, and I'm talking about Dick Ritchie from AOK Product Reviews, Ace on Knives. You might know him, you might not, but I admire him greatly. One of the things that I really admire about him is he is a natural creative. But another thing that I really admire about him is his honesty. And one of the things that he said to me on the phone the other day was, he said, "You know, Tim, the people that watch your channel regularly, they watch because of you. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. They tune in because they know you, they like you, they trust you, they find you funny. They watch because of you." And I think that's probably true for most people that have any YouTube channel. I think that your core group of loyal followers probably watch because of who you are. And I know that there's a bunch of channels that I watch for that exact same reason, that it probably wouldn't matter what they were talking about, what they were doing. I watch those channels because I like that person, even though I've never met that person. I feel like we connect in some sort of way. There's a bunch of channels out there like that. It really got me thinking, why do people watch certain channels? And there's something that goes on across all social media, but I'm going to address it from the perspective of the knife and EDC world because that's the niche that I am in. There are a bunch of channels out there that every single video they do has some sort of clickbait title, much like the title of this video. And they don't show you the knife that they're going to be talking about. Here's some recent titles from some videos that I'm talking about. Most shocking knife ever. You need to see these knives. Or the inverse, the opposite of that. You've never seen these knives. How about this one? Knife perfection. 5 knives you should buy right now. The best knife brand you've never heard of. Insane design. What is this? So it got me thinking, are those channels that are that big, that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, is that why they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, because there's a lot of channels out there, and I'm not talking about every channel. There's some channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers that don't do what I'm talking about. They don't do it at all. They don't do it ever. You know exactly from the thumbnail and from the title of the video what they are going to be talking about. And a lot of times I have absolutely no interest in that particular knife or that particular piece of gear. I might not have any interest in it at all, but I still tune in and watch because I like that person. And don't get me wrong, that is marketing 101 right there. It's the most primitive, basic form of marketing. Say something sensational, don't tell them what you're talking about, and lead them in so that they click on it to find out what it is that's so incredible. What is this most shocking knife ever? What is this insane design? What is this knife brand that I've never heard of, right? It's basic. It's basic, but it works, because when we see something like that, it's human instinct. Our curiosity kicks in and we want to know what it is, and so we click on it, right? We might not stay very long. We might watch it on 2x speed. We might fast forward through the whole thing, but in the YouTube world, it's clicks. It's clicks that matter the most. The more clicks you have, the more the algorithm pushes your stuff out there. So it works. Somebody might say, oh, well, you're just jealous because you have only, whatever, almost 4,000 subscribers. You don't have 400,000 subscribers. Well, I'd be lying if I said I don't want 600,000 subscribers. Of course I do. Wouldn't it be great if I could just talk about knives full-time as my full-time job? Of course. That would be freaking awesome, right? I love doing it anyway, so how cool would that be? But if it means being disingenuous and dishonest, then I don't want any part of it. None. If that's what you have to do to get to that point, count me out. I don't want any part of it whatsoever, because for me, as soon as I see a title like that, first of all, it makes me not want to click on it. I'm just going to pass it by because I think it's total bullshit. But secondly, and even more importantly, it makes me question your character as a person. Because if you're that disingenuous, if you're that deceitful that you can't even tell me up front what your video is going to be about, what the 10 minutes of my time that I'm going to invest in, if you can't even tell me from the beginning, then I can't trust you at all. And so even if it's something that I'm interested in and I do want to watch, I probably think that whatever you're saying is completely full of shit, because you have already established yourself as that's the type of person you are. And this does not apply to everybody, just the channels out there that do this. And you guys know exactly the channels that I'm talking about. There are some channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers that don't do that at all. But there are a lot that do. It makes me think that people are only watching for two reasons. Number one, clickbait titles. And number two, your channel's so big that you get sent so much shit that you get it before everybody else gets it. And so that's where people go to see all the newest, latest shit that's out. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. I've been clear and on the record. If people send you free shit, good. I have some companies that send me free shit, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. But it also makes me wonder, what's going to happen when YouTube decides knife channels are no longer a thing? And you can bet your ass that that's coming. If you don't think that that's going to happen, just look at the UK. For God's sake, they can't even have a thought that does not agree with the totalitarian state. They'll arrest your ass and put you in jail. It's absolutely off the rails. So if you think that's not going to happen in the United States, then you're crazy. There's going to come a time when there's going to be no knife channels at all, period. So then where are you going to be? Where are you going to be when you don't have all the newest, latest shit? Are people going to watch you? Are people watching those channels because that person is interesting, because you think that person has something valuable to say? Or are you watching that person because they are the preview of the newest shit that's out on the market and because of the clickbait titles? I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base, but would I love to have 600,000 subscribers? You bet your ass I would. Of course I would. I do it because I love it. But you want the things that you love to be successful. So would I like to be there? Yes. But if it means being disingenuous to the point where I feel like people can't trust what I say because I come off like a sleazy used car salesman, then I don't want shit to do with it. None. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't like the clickbait bullshit titles. Every now and then, okay, fine. But there are some of the bigger channels that it's every freaking video. Give me a fucking break. Do you really not have anything of value to offer that's what you have to do? Come on, man. That's pathetic, and it paints you in a certain light from the word go. I don't like it. That's where I stand on it. And I see a lot of other channels that are 20,000 to 10,000 subscribers that are emulating that, and I think it's bullshit. Of course, make it exciting. You need an exciting thumbnail. You need an exciting title. But let people know and let people make their own damn decision whether or not they're going to watch, instead of playing this bullshit marketing game. This is the most insane shit ever. Roar. That's fucking slap chop shit. That guy from back in the day selling ShamWow and slap chop. Give me a fucking break. The world has enough of that, and we don't need more of it, and I think it's pathetic, and I hope, my hope is that if knife channels go away, I would still maintain a certain level of my subscribership if I had to pivot and talk about something else. And I don't know if I would pivot and talk about something else. I like talking about knives, but let's say I did, I would hope that people are watching for me. And I wonder, do certain channels, are you watching those certain channels for them? Or are you watching because the clickbait title lured you in? Are you watching because they preview all the latest and greatest shit? And are you watching for the giveaways? Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have respect for these people. I have a tremendous respect for their hustle. They grind. They get after it. They bust their ass on YouTube. I don't resent where they're at. I just don't like what they're doing with it. That was on my mind. I was thinking about that video I did called You Are Being Influenced. Then I had a conversation with Dick Ritchie that really got me thinking about a lot of stuff. And I just wanted to talk about that and say where I was coming from. So there you go, boys and girls. Just wanted to share that with you today. And let me know what you think. Do you ever feel ripped off by a clickbait title? Have you ever been clickbaited by a title? What do you think of those clickbait titles? Personally, I don't like them. I'm now on the record, and I've said it. As always, I appreciate you for watching. Give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Just click my logo right over there. That's it for this episode of Tim's School of Fish, boys and girls. Class dismissed.